Health Education Lecture Series. All the listeners of Health Education Lecture Series, I am your host Gurdeep Singh Sandhu, homeopathic consultant, and my clinic address is 9701 Sarah N. Court, Dublin, California 94568. My phone number is 408-687-1899. Email address homeomedicine HOMEOMEDICINE at yahoo.com. So, anytime when you are suffering from any disease at any age and you are desperate from the treatments, call me for your second opinion of your disease as well as of your treatment. What are the natural norms of a cure for different diseases, different kind of ailments inside the body? So for that, nature has a specific process, specific way to go out. In this way, I can guide you for that way how the nature was curing the diseases when there was no medical science. Even then we were surviving. That is why we are existing now. And if at that time nature was not able to cure the diseases, ultimately what happens? We would have died. The life had been finished. And if the life has been finished, there will be no more life. But we are existing. It indicates that even in the previous days, when there was no medical science, there was no knowledge of this kind, at that time we were surviving. And also, it is also sure that the diseases were also there at that time, but the nature was having its own process to cure the diseases. And we follow the nature. That process was a foolproof way of curing the diseases from the body. Moreover, there are other different adulterations we have added, the man made diseases, you can say. Many more other causative factors we are responsible for, and we have added that to our life. And that is why the cure of the diseases has become more complicated. And I am here to just guide you and walk along with you with the process of nature, how the nature was curing all these diseases. So in this way, yesterday our lecture was in Punjabi, and today it will be in English, and tomorrow it will be in Hindi, so that everybody, whosoever listen these lectures, can understand easily, clearly what I want to convey to you, that if any organ of the body is damaged inside of the body, it expels out, it indicates outwardly some signs which indicates that where the damages is and what organ has been affected. So these are a different kind of signs we are we are passing through, that these are the signs. If we see outside without going to lab, without adopting the nowadays measures we are adopting to diagnose the disease, way before that we can understand what organ inside the body is damaged and what we should need to do to cure that organ. Previously, everything was clinically diagnosed. Even in medical colleges, we were taught about the clinical diagnosis of the diseases. Means clinically, outwardly, we were understanding what is going on inside the body. And as the science grow, The science has developed many other techniques to find out the damages inside the body by other ways, and developing a special type of techniques that is known as laboratories. And fully, if the system is that in spite of targeting it, in spite of viewing clinically and then just trying to prove it by the lab tests, we are solely depending upon the lab tests for all the treatments, and not only the treatments, but also on the diagnostic purposes. I told you previously, or in general, every organ, when it is damaged, it sends some signs outward of the body from in the organs which are visible to our open eye. In other words, we can say open eye can see the changes occurring in our nose, in our eyes, in our nails, in our skin, whatever the organs of the bodies are visible outwardly. And those signs are expressed by these organs, and they are different in a different kind of diseases. They are different, and when the different organs are damaged inside the body. Suppose if liver is damaged, it will send a special type of sign and symptoms which will indicate that the liver is damaged. If the kidney is going to be failure, it will send outwardly signs some which will indicate that the problem is in the kidneys. In this way, all the internal organs send their sign and symptoms outwardly, so that before entering into the body, means before going to the lab test. What's lab test? Lab test, we do blood, we drain it from inside. We check stool, we laboratory test for the urines, we test for the skins and all that. There are many more type of techniques we are adopting to identify the internal damages, and that internal damages indicates, suppose if there is skin is yellow, urine is yellow, eyelids outsidely inside of the eyelids is yellow, what it indicates? It indicates liver is damaged. This jaundice, this pelia, this signs of yellowness indicates the damages in the liver sides. But what we will do? We will do the blood test. We will adopt the other techniques. We will then check the stool test for its color and all that. And then ultimately we will match the different results of stool, of skin, and ultimately then we will say that the person is having jaundice. That is just to confirm it. By doing this thing, we are confirming it that it is a jaundice. Whereas the identification of jaundice is not based only on the lab test. It is not that we should go too far to diagnose the damages of the liver. In the initial stages, there are signs. If we follow them, if we recognize them, we can, before going to the lab test, we can recognize that the liver is damaged. And not only this one, that liver is damaged. All the internal organs are sending this type of peculiar signs to them, or peculiar related signs to a particular organ inside the body. When it goes back, when it goes damaged, it sends a peculiar type of signs outwardly, and from that we can recognize that yes, that organ is sick, and whatever the treatment is, we should target to that one. In this way, before getting the results of lab, we can start the treatment. It not be late. We can start early treatments. But until and we wait for the test results, it will be late. And at that time, the organ may be more damaged. Since it came through the doctor, since it came to the clinics, and the lab test takes some time to get result it out. It takes time, and till that, this disease may progress inside the body and create another problems. So, in these lectures, I'm mainly giving you some indication. There are still many more, but some of the indications which are directly connected to some of the organs internally damaged, so that you can pinpoint from these signs and symptoms that what organ inside the body is damaged, and our treatment should be directed to that particular type of organs. Yesterday, I explained that whenever a person falls sick, the first thing, when any outwardly influences is overpowering other vital force, or a person becomes sick, means it is indicative of that the immunity of the body to a particular type of strength is weak. Whatever noxious agents and toxic substances or the influences is just like after mosquito bite. After mosquito bite, it produces a special type of toxins which produce fever, chill, sweat, and all that one. In this way, in all the diseases, some outwardly toxic substances or the influences. I'm saying influences because it's not that the material effects, it is the influence of that particular type of or individual type of substance, that how it affects the vitality. And our vitality is invisible. Body is visible. Signs on the body are visible. But the effects in the initial stage, the effects of every disease are in the same shape as our vital force is. Our vital force is you can say, a type of power, and we cannot see the powers. We can realize them when any power is acting on any materials. The same way, our vital force works on our physical body and show its existence, that the vital force is there. And when the vital force is not having any influence of any disease, under those conditions, we are healthy. Everything is going in a normal. Blood pressure normal, cholesterol normal, sugar level normal. Everything goes into normal standards. But if internal or external influence of any material or of any power, vital force is a power, directly some powers may affect and may change the route of our vital force, may change the functioning of our vital force. But even if the material things are acting and producing a type of influence, that also is a influence which goes to the, first of all, something, mosquito, just I told you, you can see mosquito, but there are substances which produce energy and we do not see that energy, and those substances are away from us, just like electricity is produced, just radium is produced. There are many more type of lunar rays are affecting our body, and solar rays are affecting our body. These are not visible type of things, but their power is visible, and that affects directly the power inside our body, that is known as vital force. It means it means one or the other way, when Vital force is influenced by any influence from outside of the body, and it overpowers our vital force. It bounds our vital force to work according to the outwardly forces, and vital force is weaker. Vital force is weaker and is bound to work according to the outwardly force working on it or empowering it. In this way, vital force will be bounded to work according to the outwardly influence. Then all the norms of the health, standard of health will change. And there are different ratios. We have now concluded that there is a ratio of respiration, ratio of palpitation, ratio of temperature, and everything, a ratio of breathing. But all the ratios in between these influences changes, which indicates that the vital force is under influence of some other powers. That is why our body organ or our body is representing, is crying. Basically, you can say the crying is representing himself or his internal condition by the sign and symptoms. Just like a person is having fire in his kitchen, he will go to the roof of the house and will cry for help. There is a fire in my kitchen. There is a fire in my kitchen. I need help. And how he knows the fire in the kitchen? Because he was present over there. And similarly, when we are not present over there, suppose we see smoke coming out from somewhere, what it indicates? It indicates there is a fire somewhere. And wherever there is fire, the fire has the different type of indications. In this way, when body organs internally inside the body becomes sick, or any of the organ represents himself with a different kind of expressions outward, on our skin, on our eye, on our nails, on our nose, whatever. So all the outwardly expressions are changed as compared to the normal. It means this is of far most important. This is very important thing for us to know before going to the lab test and to the doctors. It is a must that we must know about any changes which is occurring from day to day in the functioning of our body. And that is why I told you there are 3 points, 3 main points we have to consider before going to the doctor, before taking any other help, because you know the basic contents. And this is the basic content, the basic reasons behind every disease, that the immunity of the person sick is weak, then the influence of the disease producing organism, disease producing substance. Mosquitoes, the organisms, disease producing substance, radiation from any x-rays, from sun rays, from moon rays, all these are affecting our body. And also they are under some instances capable of changing the internal organs. Just like you take sunscreen, you when you go outside in the sun and you use sun cream, why? You are trying to protect your body, because you know that this sun rays directly affecting our body, and it will change something internally. That's why the first thing is proved, that immunity of our body or the body of the sick person is weak as compared to the influence which is overpowering our vital force. That is why our vital force is bound to work according to that. So, first thing, we have to find it out and we should try to make our vitality stronger. And when we say to make our vitality stronger, means for the physical body, we need food, healthy, proteinous diet, healthy type of minerals which this body is made up of, and their ratio is maintained in healthy states. But if this ratio of a healthy state is changed, body becomes sick. In this way, so first of all, we have to take care of the immunity by providing a healthy food, a healthy environment to the person, so that he should recover soon, so that his immunity should develop to the normal extent, or it can overpower the outwardly extent. Suppose you take watermelon. All the persons are not affected with watermelons. But sometimes in summers, when people say take watermelons, they suffer from diarrhea, they suffer from vomiting, cholera type symptoms. All these things can happen because the immunity was weaker to combat this kind of effects, influences of this one. So, in this way, first of all, we have to avoid the things which are causing the sickness of the body or overpowering the vital force. Then, to provide the healthy diet food which is required to maintain the status quo of our health. And in this way, other thing for the immunity is that we are surviving because of the oxygen. Even if food is there, oxygen is not provided, how long we can survive? 3 to 5 minutes. We'll die. And there's no need of any food. Even healthiest food will not do anything for you because the oxygen is not there. And all the functioning of all the organs has stopped. All the components of your car are okay, but you do not have petrol in that gas over there. What will happen? In this way, more than your food, more than the healthy food, we need oxygen. We can survive without food for a longer period, longer than the air. And without air, we can survive only 3 to 5 minutes. It means when a person falls sick, the first and foremost duty, our duty is to provide him fresh air so that he can continue surviving. And then at second step, we are able to find it out what type of deficiency in food he is having, why the immunity becomes weak. And then this body structures, as a doctor, we know that it is made up of calcium, potassium, and various other minerals and vitamins like vitamin C, vitamin K, vitamin B. All these, they have their different functions. We will come to that chapter and describe that what's the function of A, what's the function of B, what's the function of all these different minerals and vitamins. I will explain it everything one by one. But here our chapter is that when a person falls sick, first thing is the immunity is weak. And when a person falls sick, immunity, the power of fighting against the diseases is weak. And for that one, First of all, foremost, we need the oxygen, fresh environment, and then secondary, the food we provide, it should be healthy diet, calories wise and everything. We know that we have their glycemic index. I think many times I had described about this glycemic index. All the substances which we eat as a food, which we eat, they have their glycemic index. Glycemic index indicates that how much energy or how much sugar it will produce when it will go into the body, will be digested, how much sugar, how much this substance or particle substance will produce the energy, depending upon his glycemic index. Just like the eggs produce more energy, and just like a potato will produce less energy, just like some other different organs, I will explain everything. They have their lower glycemic index. And then just like for the diabetic patients, we prescribe food which is having low glycemic index, means it should not increase the sugar. Though he eat a full abdomen, but he should not have that much glycemic index to increase the sugar level in his body. So in this way, second thing is, after the oxygen, we need to provide a healthy food, means the calories were not produced sufficient, which are able to protect this body from the outwardly inimical forces. So it means we should provide this proteinous diet, more proteinous diet, more vitamins required at that time. So we give those things at that time first to change the immunity level. So immunity level will increase and the person will become healthy as it is as soon as it is possible by the persons. And the second thing I described here in this chapter yesterday in the Hindi medium, in the Punjabi medium, that suppose if in your gas oven, gas is there, everything is there, in your kitchen, everything to cook the food is there, flour is there, salt is there, pepper is there, everything is there. But you do not have matchbox. How you can ignite your cooker or your all this oven or stove? You cannot burn it. And if it is not working, it means you cannot cook food. Even after the all the particles of your cooking food are present over there, because there is no fire. And for fire, the basic thing is a matchbox. You should have a matchbox. You have food, everything there, utensils are there, but you do not have matchbox. So by saying this thing, I want to convey you that inside our body there are some organs working like a matchbox. We eat food, we are providing the oxygen, good environment we are providing to the patients. When someone falls with, okay, open air, fresh air is provided. Okay, after that we are giving good food, healthy foods, whatever is required. We are giving him egg, meat, fish, healthy type of foods, whatever we think, we are providing that. But still he is not getting health. He is not cured from the sickness. Why? Because inside the body, this food is not utilized properly, because the organs which were working as a matchbox, they are not working. And now you will be astonished, what are the matchbox inside the body? a system which is known as endocrine system. Endocrine system has a glandular system, glands, different glands at different places inside our body, just like hypothalamus in the brain, just like pituitary glands in the brain, and the thyroid gland in the neck, and thymus gland over the heart and produced an emergency, adrenaline gland on the kidneys. In this way, they are scattered inside the body at various positions, and they work as a matchbox. They work to fire the ignite the fire inside the body so that we can cook. Means food, cooked food is coming, but still we need to cook it. Cooking means assimilations. You take food, goes inside the intestines. There are various enzymes at different places. In the mouth, there is a ptyalin. In the stomach, there is acid. In the stomach, there is a pepsin. It goes to the intestine, there is a bile. And goes to the intestine, there is a insulin. It goes to the lower portion of the intestine, there is the enterokinase. There are various type of these hormones which are produced by different organs, and enzymes produced by different organs, which help this food to be assimilated. Assimilation means to convert this food into in a condition that it may be added to blood. We take chapati, we take pepper, we take all these things. It cannot directly be added to the our blood. There is a process for that one. The same thing I am explaining you, that whatever you eat, ultimately inside the body, by means of enzymes, by means of secretions inside the body from different organs, this food is converted into a shape that now its extract is possible, can be added to a blood, or its extract is ready to be added to the blood, and it happens. But all this happens, how it happens? It happens depending upon different organs, that is known as endocrines. And endocrine system of different glands have their specific affinity, that this gland, this endocrine gland, has effect on this organ inside the body, and that organ is producing this kind of things which are helpful for the digestion or running the body. Or there are different functions. For example, I'm talking about the hypothalamus. That hypothalamus is a gland which is situated inside the brain. It has a secretions which stimulate the pituitary glands. To pituitary gland, we say it's a master gland, and that master gland has a different kind of various many hormones. Secretion of all the endocrine glands are known as hormones. Just like matchbox, when you scratch that matchbox, what is come up? Flame. In the same way, endocrine glands, whatever they produce, is known as hormones. Flame and hormones, one are the same thing. These hormones act on different organs so that it works as a fire, and those organs start working normally. Your kitchen is now cooking your food. It goes to different organs, and different organs starts their working because they are ignited by the hormones. I can give you examples for that one. Hormone produced by pituitary, the easy thing which you can understand, there are many more things, but easy thing you can understand, that it produces follicular stimulating hormones. in each woman, when a woman menstruates, after that the ovaries are cleaned up. Then again, for the next month to produce a next ovum, the inner linings of the ovary produces gametes, produces fertilization, or that is known as germinal epithelium. That germinal epithelium which something can grow, and it starts growing another cycle. For another cycle to produce the ovum, it starts growing oocytes. This is known as oocytes, and this is all because of the follicular stimulating hormones produced by the brain, that is the pituitary glands. So pituitary gland is a gland known as endocrine glands, and that endocrine gland has affinity to produce different kind of fireworks, different kind of fireworks, which ignite fires, and with that one, the new oocytes grow inside the ovary for the next menstrual cycle. The same thing, the follicular stimulating hormone acts on the male side, on the testes, to start growing of the spermatozoa. And in this way, all the other organs, thyroid gland is endocrine gland, it produces different hormones. Parathyroid glands are endocrine glands, they produce some different kinds of hormones. Adrenaline gland is situated on the kidneys, it has a different kind of hormone. So in this way, all these hormones are producing hormones, glands are producing hormones, and the function of these hormone is to ignite, to bring fire out, and that fire excites many other organs for their normal functions, so that this body can consume the food you are providing from outside, this body can consume the air you are providing from outside. And if these are not working, it means air will not be, even there is a air outside in the environments, even then the person will not breathe normally, because it is not provided with the sufficient that hormone which can ignite this one. And in this way, all the organs start functioning if they are provided with the secretions of the endocrine glands, that is the hormones. So in this way, second thing, necessary thing for us to know when we go to see a sick person, or go to see a friend who is sick, relative who is sick, the first thing we see that his immunity is weak, and why it is a weak, whether the oxygen is provided normally or not, whether the food is provided normally or not. And the second thing, whether the hormones are secreted normally or not. And all the organs, all the endocrine glands, when they are working normally, they produce a normal sketch of a male or sketch of a female in the body. From seeing the body, we can recognize that he's a male. From the seeing the body, we can recognize that he's a female. So why? How we can? Because there are signs and symptoms. The same way in the case of sickness, in case of disease state of the body, particular type of hormones deficiency, particular deficiency of any adrenaline, any, you can say, the endocrine gland, indicates with a different type of symptoms that what's going on inside the body, what is not produced normally. Just I can give you one example for that one. A person, a male person, A male person is not having beard or mustaches. He's adult. And we assume that an adult person should have normal testosterone, should have normal secretions of the testosterone hormone, and that is initiated by the pituitary glands. And if it's not normal, and also he should have a normal thyroid hormones, and all these things are able or cooperating to produce the mustaches and beards. And if a person is not having mustaches or beards, it means testosterone hormone is not produced normal. Thyroid gland hormone is not produced normal. And it means this person who commands these two hormones is not in a normal quantity. That's the pituitary gland. So in this way, back to back, we will reach to the conclusions that this thing was not firing normally, it's not igniting normally the substances. That is why that testosterone hormone is not produced, and thyroid hormone is not produced normally. That is why this person is not having mustaches and beards on his face. But not only this one, there are another features which indicates the deficiency of pituitary glands: scared, feared, loss of initiation. Person is not willing to do anything, lazy, lethargic, because the lack of pituitary gland is producing this type of deficiency: lethargy, weakness, lack of initiation to do anything. It does. So what it will indicate? It will indicate that the pituitary gland in this person, in this body, is not normal. It is not producing normal fire. That's why it's not cooking whatever it should cook. And on the contrary, if a lady is not having normal progesterone hormone or normal estrogen hormone, she may grow hairs on the face, unwanted hairs. Ladies are going to the beauticians, and they are spending thousands of dollars to clear the face for the hairs and all that. But they should understand, because they do not know about all these things. That's why we are giving this lecture. They do not know about all these things, that this is because of the lack of hormones. They are having facial hairs, and the normal progesterone, normal estrogens are not produced. And if it is produced normally, there is no need to go to the beauticians. You should take a proper treatment for that one, and ultimately, unwanted facial hairs will grow. Even now, the science has experimented that those persons who are not having beards and mustaches, and they are given these hormones externally, and they have beards and mustaches. And the ladies were given a normal dose of progesterone and estrogen, which is required, and ultimately their facial hair grows do not grow. So this is what you can say. We are proving this thing, that because of the hormones, a person becomes sick. This is also sickness. A normal male person is not having a beard and mustache. It means a sickness, a type of sickness. We should understand this one. And a lady is having a menstrual problem, as well as she is having a facial hair. It's a sickness, and sickness is because there is no normal fire in her body. What type of fire is required for this one? Lady is not having that much fire, and that is produced by endocrine glands. So we should know about this thing, that what type of endocrine glands does what type of conditions, and it indicates mustaches and beards. Absence of this one in a male indicates something, that what's wrong inside the body. And production of unwanted hair on the face indicates something. So in the same way, different other hormones, if they are not normal, they produce different kind of symptoms outwardly and indicates indicates that what is wrong inside, so that you can target your treatment to particularly to correct that one. And before going to lab, then again checking it, what's going on, all these things, if you know all these signs, outwardly signs, which are not of a normal person, male or female, you can well imagine that this person is a sick and what type of sickness it is, what type of organs are affected. You can easily know that. Just for example, many times we have discussed about, and everybody easily know that, pilia, jaundice. Pilia, jaundice, icterus neonatum, or icterus in general people's publics. These are the different names. Is indicative for every person knows that his liver is not working. Nowadays, when you see yellowness of the face, yellowness of the lids in the eyes, inside the eyes, you see yellow urination, you see yellow skin, you see yellow and itching skin, and redness of yellowness of the conjunctiva of the eyes. What it indicates? Liver is damaged. This is outwardly expression of the internally damaged organs. So second thing I am describing you, when you go to see a sick friend or sick relatives, you should recognize that what type of signs he is indicating on his outward body, so that you can tell him you have this kind of deficiency. A girl is having PCO, a girl is having abnormal menstruations, whatever maybe it is, we know that the estrogen progesterone hormones are not produced normally. And if they are not produced normally, what's wrong behind that? So ultimately, we can reach to the conclusions. I would let you know one by one that why it happens. What are the reasons behind that, and how you can correct that. When you know the reasons behind any disease, means causative factors, then it's very easy for you to remove that one. As far as it is possible, you can remove that one. And the purpose will be solved later or sooner. It will be corrected. And the third thing, when you go see a relatives, sick relatives, the third thing and the far most important, then the two others. Then two others will come into existence later on. The first of all thing, yeah, have you gone to stool normally? Have you gone to pee normally? How much water you take in a day? So these are the normal things. If a person is constipated, if a lady is not menstruating normally, if a person is not doing pee frequently, normally from 6 to 8 times, a person should go pee in a 24 hours, and a person said, no, you should scanty urination. What it indicates? The excretion of the bodies, or in other words, the easy word is the garbage. Garbage of your body is not evacuated normally from your body. It's very easy to understand. If garbage of your home is not excreted normally or delivered out normally from your home, it will smell bad. And when it will smell bad, it will be difficult to live over there. And it will be difficult to work in the home because it's smelling all around. It's smelling all around. And it's a must. All the functions of the house will be disturbed if the garbage of any house is not discharged. In this way, Basically, this is the first thing to ask to a sick person. Have you gone for stool? Is it normal? Your potty is normal? Your bowel movements is normal? Your pee is normal? And do you sleep normally? Because sleep itself relieves many things. Garbage. I had told you many, many times that the garbage is also continuously carbon dioxide and other notorious nitrogenous gases are excreted from the breathing purposes. Breathe maybe from now, mouth, maybe from the nose, but normal is the nose. So it is relieving or releasing the garbage out from the body. And if person is constipated, if person is not doing pee normally or sufficiently, how much water it takes, and but he do not go pee, only some drops or scanty urinations, and all these things, if person is not sweating, because sweating is also releasing the garbage from the body, I have told you many times. In this way, the third thing we should inquire about is whether the excretion of the body has been removed normally or not. So, if the garbage is still inside the body, the first thing to do is to release the garbage. If person is constipated, he should have normal motion. Give something so that his intestines are cleaned. If a person is not having normal urination, think whether he is taking a sufficient quantity of water or not. As I told you, 1500 milliliter water is evacuated from the body every day for each normal person's surface area, because a person may be more than 6 feet, a person may be of 5 feet or less than 5 feet. So there is a difference in that. But as an average 1500 milliliter water is evaporated from our body. And if a person is not, that means six glasses. 6 glasses of 8 ounces. If a person is not drinking water liquid of this quantity, it means he will be having a scanty urination. You can resolve easily, give him, instruct him to take water. But if a person is taking water normally, but even then there is a scanty urination, then yes, you have to make arrangements for the urinations. Help him to urinate more. And if there be any hurdle, just like in the male, there is a prostate, or sometimes there is a kidney stone or anything else which is blocking stone in the bladder or whatever it is which is blocking the flow of the urination, then you have to find it out. So the third thing, for seeing a sick relative of friends, you should watch whether the excretion of the body has gone out from the body or not. You can well imagine if a person is constipated, he will be disturbed mentally. He will not be able to concentrate on his work. That's a different thing. Sometimes some people go after 2 days. Some people go after 3 days. Some people go once in a day. Some people go twice in a day. Some people go more than two. So sometimes it may be a routine. Sometimes it may be because of some problems. Normal, I have told you that a person should be from 6 to 8 times in 24 hours. And a person should have intestinal motion twice in a day, from 1 to 2 times a day normally. But under some condition or of the food change, it may be one time or more. But all these things we have to consider when making a decision, that what is the reason behind his sickness. So the excretion should be normal for each and every person. And if the excretions are maintained normally, it means just like in an office. In office, if there is a normal ventilations and people are sitting over there with a normal temperature, they can work normally. But if the temperature is not normal, sometimes in heat there is no fan, there is no AC. I think it will be very difficult to work for 6 or 8 hours. The same way in the cold, if there is no heater, if there is no AC or temperature is not maintained, it will not be feasible for persons to work in that environment. So in this way, all these things should be taken into considerations, that all the norms, immunity is okay, your endocrine system is okay, because all these things are representing you outsidely. The third thing, garbage is released from the body. And two other things, immunity is weak, it's indicating by the symptoms outwardly. Endocrine system is not working, it is indicating himself on the screen of our body, that this type of hormone is not working normally. The third thing, the garbage, when this garbage is not any kind of garbage, by stool, by urine, by sweating, by breathing, is not released from the body, you can see it's a well matching that person is not stable, person is not able to work, person cannot concentrate on work. All these things happen normally, and you can instruct him, first of all, to correct this excretion. Make it clean. Wherever you want to go, you want to clean the place and make it feasible to work. So in this way, the first thing, cleaning of the body. And cleaning means stool, urine, sweating, breathing, everything should be normal. Then comes the this other two things which I told you about, the immunity, which I told you about the endocrine systems. So you must remember all 3 points, main 3 points, that a person is sick. Why he is sick? Answer to this question is uh, in between these 3 points. In between these 3 points, you have to find it out what is the reason of his sickness, and you can cure them. Today, my time is over. Tomorrow it will be in Hindi lecture, and time same from 5 to 6 p.m. California times. Every day, you know that this lecture is in different language: English, Hindi, Punjabi. All the three languages I'm covering, and one in one day. And we are describing the journey of life, how the life is developing, how the life is running, what are the hurdles. These are the hurdles I am describing you. What are the hurdles in the normal go of life? Why the life is not normal? Because there are some problems in the normal physiological functioning of the body, and converting into its pathology. And what is the pathology means disease or sickness, what has changed inside these systems. So, to find out outwardly, nowadays we are describing those signs which are expressed by the internal sick organs, so that they can show up, that they can cry, they can call you and tell you the internal story. What's going on with me? What's going on with the liver? What's going on with the kidney? What's going on with the spleen? What's going on with the different organs? It will indicate in symptoms. So, me, Gurdeep Singh Sandhu, your homeopathy consultant, I'm here at 9701 Sarah Ann Court, Dublin, California, 94568. Phone number 408 687 1899. Email address homeomedicine, HOMEO medicine@yahoo.com. Anytime if you are suffering from any disease at any age and you are desperate from the treatments, you can call me for your best second opinion about the disease as well as of the treatments. And I can guide you according to the nature's process of curing diseases before the medical science exists in this world. So what the nature was doing, I can guide you about that one. So Rabrafa, God bless you. And I request you all the times that if you feel that these lectures are beneficial to you and you are getting some knowledge about your health, about your body, and they are helpful to you to maintain the health, then please convey this message to all other your relatives, your nearest and dearest, so that they can join me on Facebook, Homeopathic Natural Medicine by Dr. Gurdeep Singh, or my YouTube channels, and also the Sabarang radio stations, so that by any media, every day there are different radio stations are joining me, and regularly Sabarang radio station is running since 2012 and serving the community with different programs. Starts in the morning time at 6:30 Gurbani, and after that Shabd Kirtan, then Bhajan Kirtan, and after that the news, after that and the Geet Sangeet of filmy geets, Hindi filmy geet, Punjabi filmy geet, and also the Sangeet geet of any favorite singer, and also in Hindi or in Punjabi. Time to time, with all these programs, we are producing here skits in the program so that you entertainment should be maintained, that after every program a gap with the skits so that you can laugh and you can enjoy those skits. So this is what going on, and after that at 5 to 6 these programs are running continuously. Then 5 to 6 I come in your society, and I deliver my lectures, and after 6 again there is a reras, and that after the reras again Shabd Kirtan and Bhajan Kirtan, and after that all the other programs are repeated again of the day. So this is what the routine of the Sabrang radio station is. Sabrangstation.com. You can go to www.sabrangstation.com, and you can listen to 24-hour these programs all over the world, wherever you are, in whatever country you are, and even you can listen it 24 hours. If you tune in, and you can listen this radio station when you are traveling on your car. Tune in, find out the Sabarang station, and Sabarang station will continue all these programs 24 hour, whether you are traveling at night, whether you are traveling at daytime, and you can listen Rangarang programs and all these things over here. So Rabaraka, God bless you all. We'll see you tomorrow in Hindi media. Thank you, sir.